Right, this is something that happened to me in, I would say, 86, maybe 87. Something like that. Maybe, no, 86 or 87. Probably 87 though. And that's 1987. Just so everybody knows. Obviously, I don't mean 1887. It happened a few times. I used to wake up and my bed was next to the window. I had one of them really high cabin beds. And where the window was, if the curtains weren't closed, because we were kids, we didn't always close the curtains at night. If it was like a full moon, it was really bright in our bedroom. So, like the first time it happened, I thought it was a dream. But it happened a few times that I'd wake up and I'd look in the room and I'd feel like cold and a bit scared, and I wouldn't know why. And then I'd look down at the bedroom floor and there'd be a mist on the bedroom floor, like fog, which, considering I'm on the first floor of a 2-bedroom house with central heating, this was before double glazed windows. We didn't have double glazed windows at this point. It was a council house. But even so, you shouldn't be having fog inside a house, even if you don't have double glazing. So it happened quite a few times. I'm not really sure how many times exactly, but I'd just wake up, feel scared, look down the floor, and there'd be this weird mist and it'd be swirling around. I've never seen anything like that since. It was like a whitish colour. It was like fog on the bedroom floor. It was like, you know, if you've ever seen one of these old horror films from like the 40s, and they go into the swamp and there's fog everywhere. Or when the Undertaker comes to the ring in WWE, he'll have like fog everywhere. That's what it looked like. Really strange. And then I found out later on, much later on actually, maybe 10 years later, maybe a bit longer, that my mum and somebody she knew were dabbling with witchcraft. And her friend, I don't know if her friend did it at our house, but when I tell you in a minute, you might agree with me that it seems likely. But her friend was she told us anyway, at least, I mean, I'm not saying it's definitely true, but she told us she was related to the Pendle Witches, or one of the Pendle Witches, I don't know which one. And she definitely was into witchcraft. And she'd actually done something called Calling the Watchtowers, which, if you've seen The Craft, the film The Craft, they do that in that. And, you know, she gets superpowers in the film. Well, it's not, I'm not going to say that's going to happen. But when she said when she did it, all this mist started appearing everywhere. And it was, the way she described it was just like the way I've described it, like fog in a swamp or something. Or like in one of these old films. So, piecing things together. I never actually asked my mum when she was alive. But I do know she used to dabble in witchcraft, so I think either she'd done that herself, or maybe a friend was with her when she'd done it. But either way, she'd had a go at doing it, and that was the house as well. I think I mentioned it in another video, where my sister and myself and my other sister, both my sisters, and these we were watching TV, and there were some people there watching something. I don't know what it was, don't matter. But for some reason, we all looked at the window. And when we looked at the window, we had like I think they're called Venetian blinds, the ones that fold down. Anyway, the light was off in the living room, and there was a street lamp outside. And as we all looked, this shadow that looks a bit like the shadow in Nosferatu, if you look it up in the film Nosferatu, it seemed to float past the window. And that's exactly what it looked like, the vampire, when he's walking up the stairs in the old film, and you can see his shadow. If you don't know what I mean, just Google Nosferatu shadow, and you should be able to find it. Really creepy. Like, he was like this skinny guy with long fingers, and that's exactly what it looked like. And that was in the same house anyway. So there was something going on in that house, and I think it's because my mum and a couple of her friends were messing about with magic. Black magic, white magic, it's all the same. You shouldn't mess with it, in my opinion. It's against my religion anyway. I wouldn't mess with it. And I would definitely advise anybody else to just leave it alone. It's not worth it. you don't know what could happen. Just opening Pandora's box if you get into that stuff. Anyway, I'm going to have to go because it's getting dark. If you want to leave a comment in the comment section or leave a thumbs up, that'd be appreciated, and tell me what you think. Anyway, I'm going now. Bye for now.